Welcome to Dolly Talk. This is Dolly. How is everybody doing? Christine, how are you? Member for 13 months. Wow. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. Bye, Franz is here. Scott. Hey, and John has joined us. How you doing, buddy? Hope you are well. So yeah, it's a little bit later than I normally stream, but what the hell, why not go? I kind of been busy all day, but woke up a bit ago, so fresh energy. Yeah, I know. I hope your move went well, or you're done with that at least. Half Irish is here, and Rivette. How you guys doing? Okay, so we're going to start with some landlord-tenant docket with Judge Simpson, see if there's anything good there. Wow, Christine, good job. Congratulations. You'll get hopefully get monetized soon. You can at least apply and see.
On purpose, so I had to see Mr. Long.
I thought a hat trick was all I'd get.
I did. Mr. I don't need access. What I need to do, ma'am, is
Okay.
need you to go down to our front counter. We're going to let them know that you're going to be on your way down, and you're going to get on one of our computers at our access point. You'll come into my Zoom hearing, and then we're going to put you into a breakout room with Amy, so she can kind of talk you through this.
Okay.
Okay. But what it sounds like to me, that plan B, that you may have to start working on that.
Okay.
But
For Amy?
I don't know, because I don't have any of the financial information.
Wait, what about Amy and Plan B?
Okay? All right. And then you wanted to talk to her.
Yeah, I'd like.
I just wanted her number, Your Honor.
So,
No, I hear you. I hear you. So here's what I want you to do, ma'am. Briefly, if you could talk to Mr. Lloyd about what your plan B is, so that he's kind of knowing where you're at, and then get yourself into the breakout.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you. We'll see you next week.
thank you. That'll be 4 in a row.
I know. I did that on purpose, so I had to see Mr. Lloyd.
Hey, bye, friends. Yeah, she is okay. She still has power, at least last I heard an hour ago. She's getting the storm now. Yeah, she's still got rain, wind, but has power even though some of her neighbors don't. So it's still going though, and still got a ways to go, I think. But hopefully, she doesn't get too bad flooding. That's the big issue for the area she's at. But I think the wind is kind of slowing down a bit. Hella's blowing wind. Oh, she's such a blowhard. Just kidding, Hella.
I thought a hat trick was all I'd get.
Hey, Maddie.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. STBX Properties LLC versus Noel Niedermeyer.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. State your appearance. Chief.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Noel Niedermeyer.
All right. All
Jake
right, where are
Greendyke on
we at?
behalf of the plaintiff, Your Honor.
All right. And this is a land contract forfeiture?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. And ma'am, what do you have to say about this?
Well, this has been adjourned out several times. And as you know, you already saw us for landlord tenant, and I did try to go through the resource that you gave me through like the legal aid, and I spoke with some other legal aid places along with the U of M clinic. And MSU Extension and I have been kind of playing phone tag. But then the U of M clinic also recommended the one for Eastern because I'm having a hard time getting legal representation that I can afford. Along with like they've adjourned it out so many times, it's racking up their lawyer fees that they're going to try to eventually sue me for. I know how this game goes. My dad was a real estate broker. I don't know a lot about land contract law, but I do know enough to know that like 3 days into the contract, they breached it. And also they were not in legal possession of my home through a quitclaim deed or anything else before the land contract was signed.
Say that last part.
They were not in legal possession financially of my home before the land contract was signed. The quitclaim deed wasn't filed until 3 days afterwards, on March 23rd, I believe. I don't have the paperwork in front of me. I can't get into my battery.
So what you're saying is that they signed a contract as the vendor under their land contract and that they weren't the owner of the premise.
Correct.
Counsel, you know anything about that?
I don't believe that's correct, Your Honor. They purchased the property at a, it was on tax foreclosure and so they
Which is also incorrect.
Ownership of the property when they signed the land contract.
Okay. But what the land contract was entered into on March 20th. Well, yeah, I guess it would have been March 20th of 2023.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And what you're saying is that when they entered into the land contract, they did not have title?
Correct.
Your Honor, that's, excuse me. That's the first time I'm hearing that claim. So I'm looking through my file to see if I can find the sheriff's deed for when they got the property.
Right. But
my attorney at the time that all of this went down, Kelly Meeks, can verify that they were not entitled because we went through Liberty Title to do the title search because it had already been sold at sheriff's sale and it was in the redemption period still when it got redeemed.
Say that again to me.
Kelly Meeks was my attorney that handled some things to get the surplus and things like that because it had been sold at sheriff's sale. I had a septic infection and was in the hospital. The house went into actually mortgage foreclosure, not tax foreclosure. And it was redeemed the last day of redemption period because I got a year because I'd already paid off over 50% of a loan that was a HELOC. It was my mother's that she put on our family home. I inherited this home. And Kelly Meeks, when we did the title through the title search, that's still in my mother's name, actually.
Oh, wow.
And so when all of this went down, then my sister quitclaim deeded her half of the house to me. It was paid for at redemption. And the title would have then went into my name only after everything was recorded with the Register of Deeds, when the redemption was paid off at the Register of Deeds office.
Okay, folks, I'm gonna have to adjourn this out. Somebody's gonna have to get me some paperwork.
And I also don't have I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm sorry. I'm just really nervous because this is my family home. I don't have any copies of what they've submitted so far to the court, and I don't know how to get that because I don't have legal representation. They told me they only do in.
Go up to the.
I went to Washington Street, and they told me, well, I tried to go there during the walk-in hours night because I live in Chelsea. I called, and they told me they're only doing landlord-tenant. They're not doing land contract, nor is the legal aid office that I spoke with up north.
Damn it, Meg.
I spoke with someone higher up.
You want copies of.
I know she's in a different state, but I don't care, Meg. No excuses.
Whatever they've submitted to the court so far. I don't know how to get the copies of the. I'm sorry. I'm just nervous.
Your Honor, we did.
It's okay. There's
I
only
apologize, Your Honor.
hundreds of people
No, go
watching.
ahead.
We had tried to serve her, but the process server wasn't able to serve her. I believe she was evading, so that's why we had filed a motion for alternate service. And they were served via first-class mail and certified mail at the beginning of February, and they're all also served via posting to the property as well. But I'm happy to submit, copies to provide for her.
All right. And that would be at the Meadow Street address?
Correct, which the house, it's been on and off livable. I haven't lived there for a long time, on and off over the past few years. And I've had some
Okay,
health
ma'am.
issues.
Where can they give you copies of these papers?
Well, I'm back living at the house right now. I just went back there.
Hold on. Do you have an email?
I do.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Council, I'm going to put this out 2 weeks so that we can make sure to look at everything. March 21st, 2025 at 2 p.m. All right. Here's what I want you to do. Hang on a second, Council. Give my staff your email address. We will then send that to council so that the council can send a copy of what they've submitted to the court via email to you.
Okay, thank you.
All right? And we'll just do it that way.
Okay, thank you.
All right?
Do you have?
I apologize, Your Honor. You want us to submit to the court what we've submitted already?
No. Not to the court. I'm sending you, rather than you sending it out snail mail to her, we're going to get her email address. We'll send that to you so that you have it, and then you can send what you submitted to the court via email. So I don't get into, she doesn't have the paperwork you sent.
Okay.
Okay, follow me?
All right.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, what did you say?
Did you have any other suggestions on legal resources that I may be able to try? Or maybe anyone in Ann Arbor? I don't know if anyone does this with like pro bono or anything.
You can call the Washington County Bar Association.
We have
Oh, is David here? David, you can rep her.
our own in Washington County.
Bar Association?
It's not just the state bar association, because that's who I've tried calling, the state.
No, we have our own.
Oh, okay.
And they may be able to assist you with, I know they have a lower referral service.
Okay.
They might be able to assist you in that way. All right?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Red Shield Rentals versus Jonathan Gant.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. David Fantair on behalf of the plaintiff.
Jonathan Gant.
Your Honor, Jonathan Gant is deceased.
Got it.
I think what happened in this case was, if I may,
Yes.
his sister came in because she wanted.
Yes.
She wanted to get access to the apartment, and we'd had conversations with her that, I mean, she didn't have any proof that she was the heir or anything. So we said, when we are scheduled for the eviction, we will give you access prior to that. So the writ was posted, I believe, on the 14th. I take it back, on the 17th. I contacted her on Thursday, the 20th. She went in on Friday, the 21st. She took what she wanted. Basically, everything that was left in there was garbage. Jimmy Moore's office came out on Monday, the 24th, and finished the eviction. But it's my understanding that she got what she wanted.
All right. So the writ was executed.
Yes, and I received an email from the court on Tuesday, the 25th, saying that the writ had been stopped, but we had already done it, so we nothing we could do.
Okay. No, that's fine. Writ was executed. No action taken at this hearing.
Great. Thank you very much, Your Honor. Have a great weekend.
You do the same, sir. Lakestone Apartments versus Sebastian Phillips.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney Samantha Sprague, P81931, appearing on behalf of the plaintiff.
What is your name?
Sebastian Phillips.
Okay. And how much is owing at this time, Count?
Currently, we do show that there is past due rent in the amount of $1,522.14, with court costs in the amount of $232, for a total due and owing of $1,754.14.
That's not accurate.
What's not accurate about that, sir?
Stephen Gant sent me a ledger. $1,000 was paid, and then $1,000 from APS is going to be scheduled to be paid. And
Hold on a second. You paid 1,000.
yeah,
When did you do that?
I have it right here.
Well, why the hell is she wearing a mask?
Show it to me.
What date was it paid?
Oh, it was paid on 2/28. 2/28.
Your Honor, that total does reflect the $1,000 payment on 2/28, as well as a payment of, it's like $115.69 was paid on 3/6 of 2025.
Got it.
I'd be happy to
And,
go to a breakout room with Mr. Phillips if he'd like.
Well,
There was a for 3/1/20. Excuse me, 3/1/2000.
sir, let me ask you this. How
Oh.
much do you think you owe?
Well, they're charging me for current rent, and the Ann Arbor Housing Commission reduced that current rent to $78 from $500.
For
to
your
$700.
portion.
Right.
So what you're saying is that what's not paid here was supposed to be paid by the Ann Arbor Housing Commission.
After I make my $78 payment, the Ann Arbor Housing Commission pays the rest. They reduced
Each
it.
month?
Yes. It was from $500 to $78. It's been reduced
When did it get reduced?
on the 4th of this month.
So,
And I have paper.
Council, what do you have as this charge for March?
For this charge, I do have $500. I do show that there was an email that was forwarded, but we have not received confirmation of that reduction. And so without that confirmation, additionally, that would be a $422 reduction. Even with the $422 reduction, he would still owe $1,332.14 that has not been paid.
It's not accurate.
Sure.
And again, Your Honor, I'm only able to see what payments have been received.
I have it right
Got
here
it.
if you want to look at it.
What do you keep trying to show me?
The email from Ann Arbor Housing Commission on the reduction for the.
Okay, but if you listen to what council said, even if that's reduced,
Yeah,
that's only a $400 and I think you said $22 difference.
Correct, Your Honor.
And so if you take 422 off the 1754, you're still gonna owe.
yeah, but we paid 1,000 already.
But the 1,000 has already been calculated into that figure.
So you
She's seen the 1,000. She sees 1,000 on the ledger,
yes.
as well as a $150 payment on
Okay.
the ledger. So that's already.
Maximum that was owed was what?
Pardon?
The maximum that was owed was roughly what?
What do you mean the max?
What was the maximum that was owed? I thought it was less than 2,000. So she said.
Well, but listen, if you paid on the 28th, then the less than 2,000 that you're saying was owed would have been before March clicked in. Right?
They said
Correct, and
there
I do show
wouldn't
that
be
there are
more.
utilities as well as sewage and water that was applied on 3/1.
Yeah, so she has to make the deductions, and then the APS is
Crud.
gonna pay 1,000. They said it might take a week.
Who's gonna pay 1,000?
Adult Protective Services paid 1,000 towards my rent.
Okay, sir, when is that supposed to be paid?
I don't know if she's consulted with them at all. They said within a week.
Okay.
It's been-
Okay,
it's been- it's been-
just hold on a moment. You have a worker through APS?
Yes.
All right. Have you talked to your worker about communicating with the landlord about the payment of 1,000?
Yes.
Okay. Did they say they were just gonna pay 1,000, or did they say they were gonna make up the balance of your rent?
They said they're gonna pay 1,000. I had Barry Busters that paid 1,000. And
Right, we've already taken that
Yeah,
first
yeah.
1,000 into account.
yeah,
I'm looking, sir, here's the thing. I'm looking at the 1754.14,
right,
okay, that needs to be paid.
right.
Okay. So what you're telling me is Adult Protective Services is gonna pay 1,000,
Right. That's what they said.
right?
Yes.
But you don't know whether your workers communicated with the landlord that they're gonna pay the 1,000.
No, they have communicated. It
Are
just
you-
hasn't kicked in yet. She said it could take a week. So it could be any time. That's what I'm saying. Because it's
Yeah, but
probably already been a week.
counsel, you don't have any communication from Adult Protective Services?
We only have something from Lakeshore Legal Aid indicating that there is a pending payment, but we haven't received written confirmation of any pending payment. And this has been adjourned several times in order for those payments to be received.
So Lakeshore sent you something saying that there's payments. Did they say what amount?
they said that it is anticipated that it's $1,000, but Your Honor, if you look at your notes from our last hearing, both of those were indicated at that time, and we were told the same thing, that it might take a week or two, which is why we'd agreed to a 2-week adjournment in order to allow those time to process.
Hold on a second, counsel.
Absolutely.
Our clerk's office just brought something down. I don't know where this came from, but
Is that from the Ann Arbor Housing Commission?
it looks like it is.
Yeah, so they made the reduction. So the rent for March has to be reduced to $78. It can't be,
Sir, hold on.
okay.
Just hold on a moment. Did you receive, counsel, do you see 1403 paid this month?
1403. No, I do not see 1403 paid for the month of March. The only payments that I am showing on the ledger currently is the $115 that was
Hey,
paid
Lefty.
most recently, and then that $1,000 from 228. Those are the only
Okay.
two payments that I'm showing.
Can you look at the February, and was there a half payment in February?
There was no payment made in February, Your Honor, other than the 28th. That is the only payment that we show. Prior to that time, there was an $87 payment made on January 6th and a $19.47 payment made on January 2nd.
Mr. Gant sent me a ledger that might be different from hers.
I am in receipt of the ledger that Attorney Gant had sent to Attorney Min Kim.
Hope you're
And
doing well,
then
Lefty.
the only thing that is not reflected on that was the $115 payment and $115.69 payment that was on March 6th of 2025. If it's possible for Mr. Phillips to tell me the last date that's listed on that ledger, I can see what that amount would have
Oh,
stated.
but hold on, hold it, folks. The thing I'm concerned about is, and I don't know who sent this to the court, but
I
they
did.
sent this. Okay,
Sorry.
all right, stop.
Oh, sorry, sir.
I have a communication that it says, "Dear tenant, effective March 1st, 2025, your payment is $78 and the housing assistance payment is $1403 per month." So part of what my concern is, you had a Section 8 certificate in February,
I do.
Oh, boy.
but you're not showing a half payment in February, counsel.
No, and Your Honor, the ledger that I'm provided is the resident. I have requested while we were in we receive a ledger that indicates what the resident is responsible for. I did request the full ledger that shows any housing payments that are made. And so that is showing, and I do apologize, they do have those bifurcated to make it simple for the resident. I do show that on February 3rd, there was a payment housing voucher for $981. And then again on March 3rd, there was a payment housing voucher of $981. And that would not be on any ledger that Mr.
Yeah,
Phillips.
he got it. Okay. So,
But we're not showing 1403, we're showing 981 for March.
okay. So,
They changed it.
no, I know.
Okay.
Okay.
Settle down, sir. Settle down.
So this communication here tells me
He's not
that
just a
whatever
pretty
the
face,
difference
sir.
of what you received in 1403 should be coming from the Housing Commission to the landlord. And then if your ledger, right, and it should reconcile in some way, because then if your ledger shows that, is that going to be 422?
Yeah,
No.
that comes to a $422 difference, which would be the
Okay.
difference, 500
Which-
versus 8.
Right. And then what his charge would have been is the 78 for March.
Correct, Your Honor. And again, as soon as we get verification from that directly from the property, that would be a reduction of that $422 once we get that. I don't mean anything disparaging towards Mr. Phillips or the court, but I was made aware that there have been other residents that have falsified these documents. So that's why our policy is to wait until we receive it directly from the agency. If there's an agency rep in the court that can provide that confirmation, we'd be happy to take their representation on it.
Now I've got an occupancy specialist.
Hey,
There's a
David.
phone number on here, and the like. So I don't know. I mean, it looks like,
You got Lego today, don't you?
who's your rep? It's actually the whole. It's not just a letter. It actually is the whole summary calculation. So, counsel, why don't I do this? I'm gonna, because it came into the court today, and I'm assuming you didn't send this to plaintiff's.
Yeah, I did send it.
Pardon?
I did have it sent. It was emailed to me from my worker and I sent it to the court.
I know.
Oh,
Listen to my question. You didn't send it to the,
Make sure you mentioned it's Recovery Addict, right? For David, I posted the link for his Lego channel. He has a Milton Legos today with Recovery Addict. So that's going to be really interesting. And it should be a good conversation.
attorney's office.
I sent it to the attorney's office. I sent it to the court.
Which
Steve-
attorney's office?
Steve
The
Gant.
plaintiff? You sent it to Mr. Gant?
Yeah.
Counsel, we'll send you a copy of that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, this $1,000 payment, that was from Lakeshore Legal Services?
We have heard of a $1,000 payment in the hearings, and then the
No.
Lakeshore Legal Aid
No,
attorney.
no,
I'm sorry.
the one that you indicated that you had received a communication of the $1,000, but haven't seen it.
Correct. Mr. Phillips had indicated that at the last hearing, and then
Right.
we received an email from Lakeshore Legal Aid indicating that there was $1,000 pending. But again, we have not received confirmation on it, and this has been a long-standing pending.
And it doesn't say from who?
No, Your Honor, she did not indicate. Let me double check the email. I don't believe it.
Okay.
I have the worker's name.
Well, sir, stop talking.
It just indicates an agency. It doesn't indicate which one.
The only reason the judge is being so rude is because of the color of this guy's skin. It's a shame.
You have the person that sent that email?
Yes, her name's Attorney Minkim.
Well, don't assume her pronouns, ma'am.
I'm messaging this Kim right now, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay, because quite frankly, they have to let the landlord know where it's coming from. I mean, just saying an agency isn't helpful for anybody.
Through the notes to see if there was any indication of which agency it is, Your Honor.
Yes, it doesn't, it's, the person's name is Dayanara, but I'm not familiar with that.
Who?
Dayanara?
That's
Or is that,
community mental health.
Oh,
Okay.
maybe it's CMH.
See, okay. Well,
it sounds like Ms. Kim's understanding from speaking with CMH was that it would be all paid off, but I don't,
that it would all be paid off.
yes.
That's what I,
That is.
and it's not, and in fact, that if it's CMH, it may not just be the 1,000 as communicated to council. They would pay his entire rent down because he's, yeah. Oh, dear God. Who's your CMH worker?
If you want to link David.
Sanchez.
Do you guys have a number for her? Do you have a phone number for her?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, council, let me pass this because my great fear, council, and this is why I'm hesitating on doing anything. What it sounds like to me, because of the defendant status, that there is community mental health that may be paying everything. That should have been clarified in the email to you.
Okay.
And we shouldn't have had to try to figure it out here, but I think we may have. So Ms. Bauer from Legal Services is gonna call his CMH worker and let's get to the bottom of that piece of it. Because
Your Honor,
then,
I know
Yes.
we've had several adjournments on this. If we believe
sure.
after that phone call that payment will be made within the week in the entire amount, we'd be happy to do an adjournment so that way the court can proceed with their cases.
yeah, I mean, right, that's, so what I'm trying to do is this, is that
Love.
if we can get that verification, I'm just gonna let you know, I'm gonna adjourn it out a week.
Okay,
But I just want to make sure that that's the case.
understood. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, not a problem. So the court will pass that matter briefly. Let me know when you guys have that information so council can get on with her day. Lakestone versus Blackman, that matter's dismissed.
Black man.
And then Carl Staffield versus Chloe Peak.
Ooh, Chloe.
I'll Staffield, Your Honor.
Council, state your appearances.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. It's good to see you again. My name is Ellie Sawyer, and I'm here today with my partner, Audrey Lee, from the Clinical Legal Program at University of Michigan. I'd like to request permission to represent Ms. Peak pursuant to Michigan Court Rule 8.120 under the supervision of Attorney Matt Andres today.
All right. Santa Croce is not here.
He's not here.
Okay, so you need to make sure a message gets to him. Because here's what would have happened if Santa Croce had been here. Those big block M's behind you would have been transformed into red M's from the University of Maryland because of that horrible loss you guys had the other day. But I'm not going to keep going on about that. Anyway.
We'll let him know.
Okay. Your name, sir?
Carl Staffield, Your Honor.
All right. And where are we on this case?
Your Honor, so last time we saw you, this case was adjourned so we could amend the answer and file for service. We filed for a motion for alternative service with the court on February 25th. I'm wondering if you have an update on that. We haven't received any update from the court as of now. A motion for alternative service for Azar Staffield.
You filed it. Yes, and I have. When did this come down to us?
It was signed on the clerk's office,
Right, but when,
like they received it.
They received it on the 28th of February, and then it got to my chambers, because that's a long hallway apparently, on the 4th, and I signed off on the 4th.
Okay, great. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Okay.
Today, we're
Yes,
also
go ahead.
requesting permission for discovery. We'd like to find out more evidence regarding the case, and we are requesting permission for discovery for communications between plaintiff and our client regarding the no heat, no water, and some other things that are happening during our client's time in the apartment. We'd also like to request information related to a pest infestation, as well as plumbing and maintenance and documentation of the like.
Have you informally made the request to the plaintiff at all for that information?
We have not made the request informally.
Oh, God.
All right.
Come on, Al.
If they request certain documents from you, sir, will you turn them over to them?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because they're going to be looking at, and I guess they would be maintenance, any communications between the tenant and yourself.
I have,
Or you have those? And also, you said pest infestation.
Yes, as well as any information related to the COC. We mentioned the last time that they have the plaintiffs here have not had a valid COC for over a decade. So we'd like to just confirm that information as well.
we have a certificate of occupancy for that house. We went through.
Currently?
Yes, it is. That was granted in mid-December.
Mid-December? Okay.
Our recent FOIA request, we have a letter written from Joe Myers, the Director of Community Service at City of Ypsilanti from November, noting that the recent request for the COC would be denied because the building did not meet the inspection, and also plaintiffs are behind on inspection fees, $5,000.
Okay, but you say you have a COC.
We received the COC. C of O.
Well, you, COC.
Yes.
It's really a certificate of compliance.
Okay.
Right? So you're saying you received it.
Yes, sir.
Your FOIA request is saying that he didn't get one.
He was denied as of November 2024. That was the date
So
of this.
hold on. So November of 24.
Right.
You're saying that you got a certificate of compliance in December of 24.
Yes, sir.
Oh, just lovely. So both could be true. When did that come back to you, counsel?
I believe we received the FOIA request just about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, boy.
I think what's going to actually have to end up happening is somebody's going to have to get, between the two parties, it's going to be beneficial to either one. Certainly, you can send information requesting that of the plaintiff, but I think the shortest distance of this is to get to the city of Ypsi and see what happened. Because both of these could be true. Where there wasn't one, the information somebody's giving you says it was denied at that point, but then in December, an inspection happened or payment made, and then he gets his COC.
So he got his cock then?
So, I don't know that it's going to behoove you to ask that specifically of the plaintiff. I think that's going to have to come from the city.
I understand, Your Honor. Thank you.
So what we'll do is just do the informal process of sending communication to the plaintiff regarding what information you want. And then if there isn't compliance with that, then we'll go the discovery route. But I don't really want to head there. It sounds like Mr. Staffield says he'll provide that information to you.
Yes, sir.
All right. 1 week is not going to be enough. So 2 weeks. Will that work for council?
Yes.
Do you guys like, or do you go on like break or something?
We are actually wrapping up our spring break this week, so we will be available.
I'm on a cruise for spring break.
Are you?
Yes, I'll be out of the country from the 21st through the 31st.
It's 21st through the 31st. Okay, would you be able to respond to them prior to that then?
Yes,
You're out those 10 days, so why don't I do this? Why don't I give you April, is April 4th a date for me or no? It is. Let me adjourn this to April 4th. They'll get that communication out to you, 2025 at 12 p.m. They'll get that communication out. You respond before you go on your cruise. And we'll do that.
we'll need that information from them as soon as possible.
Pardon?
We'll need that information that they're requesting from them as soon as possible, so I can
Right.
respond before
Right. I'm
before the
sure.
21st.
They're Michigan students. They don't sleep, so I'm sure they'll send it out today.
Timely, Your Honor.
All right. They'll get that right out. Okay, but you were writing down what they were asking for, so you can begin the process at least, right?
Sure.
Okay. All right, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor. See you in a few weeks.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sycamore Meadows versus Story. February Story.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney Suzanne on behalf of plaintiff.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm Rose Legal Services Prosecution Service Court. I'm here under the supervision of Attorney Jill Bauer.
Still?
Still, I was refreshing my email. I was hoping, but no.
She was hoping that it would come in there right now while she was standing. Judge.
Permission to practice is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, if you remember, we adjourned this to verify that payments were received. I do have management now on these cases through the receiver. However, I don't have an answer.
Okay.
Not as of yet. I've gotten some answers to some questions, but not with this one. She actually is checking with. Problem is, I think they went to corporate and I think they went to Premier Corporate. So that's where I'm trying to track down where they're at.
All right. 14th or 21st?
21st, give a little more time.
Works for me because I know that we'll.
March 21st, 2025, 2 p.m.
You don't want to come on. It's actually.
Sycamore Meadows versus Jeremy Rawls.
Again, Carrie Zanon on behalf of plaintiff.
Emily Rule for defendant.
All right. And where are we on this?
You know, Judge, counsel filed a motion to stay the order of eviction, I believe, or stay
Yes.
the case. And I know that she sent me an email this week regarding he had made his payment through his taxes came.
Oh, they did come.
Yeah, they did come like 2 days ago. So he made the payment 2 days ago and submitted proof to SCR, and we're just waiting on
Because
it.
you were looking for this time to extend.
She was, yes.
Yeah,
March 21st.
sure.
Thank you, Your Honor.
March 21st, 2025. What time? 2 p.m.
Carrie today, Judge.
What? Yes, I know. It's pleasant but weird. No. Sycamore Meadows versus Denisha McCoy.
Again, Carrie Zanon on behalf of plaintiff. Oh,
Ms. McCoy? Ms. McCoy?
Aw, she's playing coy. She's shy.
Denisha McCoy, you need to answer.
we have one more, Judge.
Let me pass it briefly. Can you try to see if you can send a message? So. Sycamore Meadows versus Erica Jimerson.
Carrie Zanon on behalf of plaintiff.
Hello, what's your name?
Erica Jimerson.
Okay, where are we on this case?
You know, Judge, the last time I was here on this was on February 28th or 21st, 2025. Ms. Jimerson did not appear. We took a default judgment that was signed by the court. March 3rd of 2025.
She filed a motion to set aside.
Oh, Judge, I didn't get that. I didn't even.
Yeah, I know.
So I saw
I'm
the
working on this.
spreadsheet.
I'm working on the certificate of mailing issue with the clerks. How much is your monthly rent, man?
$0.
Okay, she posted 100.
Yes.
She posted $100.
Can I say something?
Stop me?
Yes, sir.
No, go ahead.
I submitted some evidence as well. The ledger that I received from them, I got 2 different ledgers with 2 different amounts, but the summons that you signed said $2,400 and it would be paid by now, but Sycamore keeps sending false information to Hawk. So they only paid $3,000 up to $3,000. And the ledger says $3,700, but the summons you signed says $2,400.
All right.
And they can't prove why.
So-
The judgment, she means the judgment.
She means the judgment.
Yes.
Right. So is Hawk going to pay this judgment?
Yes, but Sycamore sent them the wrong information, so they're not going to pay it right now until they get the correct information.
Okay, so here's what part of the problem is. Well, your rent's 0 though, right?
Yes.
Is it 0 effective in March?
I sent my lease inside with the motion.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
All right.
Settle
Sometimes
down.
it's better to talk less when you're winning.
Yes, sir.
All right, so the judgment in February was for 2414. Hawk you believe would pay that?
I got approved. They would pay up to $3,000.
Up to 3,000. So her rent's 0. But they need the correct information.
Yes,
From
they
the
requested information from Sycamore and they sent them $3,700 instead of the judgment number.
I can send the judgment to Amy at Hawk.
Pardon?
Do you think the judgment, if I send Amy the judgment, that would help?
I don't know.
Your Honor.
Amy?
Yes, if I may, Your Honor. I believe Autumn's just needing to know what is being paid. My notes indicate that she needs to bring the what she owes down to 3,000. So there's some confusion here as to
Yeah, because what she owes right now.
She doesn't look like an Amy.
Is 2414. If her monthly rent is 0, which she's indicating that I don't hear a dispute, nothing clicked in for March. That was the judgment amount as of February 21st.
So I guess clarification needs to be provided to the caseworker why there is more being requested above that $3,000 threshold.
So they would have gotten that directly from the landlord though, right?
Before.
That's what it sounds like.
I'm sorry?
Not recent, obviously not.
Not the recent.
Not the recent.
Okay.
I can request, Judge, if you wanna,
Go ahead.
I can request from the new management a copy of a ledger. I'm just not sure how quick I'm gonna get it.
Okay, let's do this. You got to come back on the 21st anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll adjourn out to the 21st, 2025 at 2 p.m.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And then if your rent is 0, the judgment is 2414. That's the number. We just have to get it in a form that Hawk can accept it.
Okay.
Everything. Okay.
Yes.
So quit worrying.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
And what have you learned today, Ms. Jimerson?
Be quiet, stop talking.
Well, that's the whole lesson. When you're ahead, quit talking.
What he's saying.
Yes,
When you
don't say anything.
All right. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You have a great
You
weekend.
too, thank you.
Have an amazing weekend, Your Honor.
Yeah, let me see if she's now there. Denisha McCoy?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, she's here now. Where are we on this?
Judge, I'm showing that rent is $1,630 for a cost of $190 for a total of $1,820. Last time we were here, I think it was about a week ago, she had a hawk appointment, or she had the hawk appointment and she was waiting for a determination. So what I don't know where we're at with the determination.
All right, Ms. McCoy, what happened?
So when I went to my hawk meeting, they're gonna help, but they have everything on hold because they don't know where to pay the funds to with everything going on with the management and the office.
Okay. But they indicated that they would pay this or help you.
Yes.
All right.
I am getting, yes, and I'm working on getting the information for that as well. I spoke with new management about that about 2 days ago. And so I should have.
About how to get.
Where to get it. And if right now, what I was told was that if it's going to be a paper check to make it out to Sycamore Meadows is what I was told. So hawk paper check, I can't remember. Isn't that what I told you?
Will they be sending a paper check? I don't know. Amy?
I have to clarify, but I'd be happy to put some sort of communication together, Carrie, with the caseworker so you can be in the loop and help facilitate that communication.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So then they can figure out where to pay. All right. So what I'm going to do, Ms. McCoy, I'm going to adjourn your matter out to March 21st, 2025 at 2 p.m. with hopes that we can get some of what's holding things up clarified on your case and others.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
And next time I call your case, you better answer me.
I dozed off waiting.
What?
I dozed off waiting to be called.
You dozed off?
Yeah.
You gonna tell the judge you dozed off on me?
Tired.
Okay. All right, Ms. McCoy. Take care.
She couldn't sleep due to some annoying chirp all night.
Darren Bowe versus
kept waking her up.
Kernette. Oh boy. Here we go.
Hi, Your Honor. This is Darren Bowe.
All right. Kernette, she's not here. We're thought this case was over. But
me too, Your Honor.
everything, how much is she? Well, this was a termination, but she was really paying everything.
Right. We kept coming because of the water bill and, then I just served her. That's another $120. And then the court cost was never paid. So I just basically want her out.
Got it. Okay.
Aww.
We had issued the judgment in any respect in this case, and she still owes the money. And I was actually holding up on the judgment, as I see. Date in place, let me make sure. I thought we had done we did. On the 28th, there's been no response. That hasn't been paid, and I'm going to issue you a writ. I've signed the writ.
I think I sent the writ already.
I know, but I didn't sign it because of the amount.
Oh,
of the
okay.
judgment, but it hasn't been paid, so I've signed the writ.
Okay.
It will, because of the amount it was going to get set for a hearing before me.
Okay.
So that people are good down over a few $100. Okay.
Good.
Oh, I'm always good. You? No, you were good. You're all set. So that's all in there, and they'll get that out there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It has been a pleasure.
My pleasure.
Take care. All right, that's that. A lot. I got. Oh, I have a recall. Oh, that's right. Did we figure out on Phillips?
Ms. Bauer was waiting.
Miss Bauer, on Phillips, did we figure out anything?
I've got 2 or 3 people that are supposed to be contacting me back.
Okay.
Your Honor.
That are supposed to be contacting you back.
Yes.
Counsel, I know I'll do it over your objection, but I'm going to adjourn it out a week.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes.
Ms. Weidling had forwarded the document that was sent to the court, and so I did contact the individual for the voucher program, and I was able to confirm that $422 reduction. We wanted to let the court know that.
Okay.
You are correct that What I'm respectfully requesting is, because we know now the amount that the total amount that is due would be the 1332.14. Is it possible we could, I don't know if Mr. Phillips has anyone there that could speak with him to see if we could just agree to a 30-day payment on that amount?
On what?
On that amount will be paid in 30 days.
Oh yeah, totally.
Well,
we just
Checks
tried to
in the
contact
mail.
Miss Jobson. She's with the
I know, but okay, counsel, I get it. I don't think under these circumstances I'm going to do that. All right.
That's okay,
And
Your Honor. I just had to throw it out there.
I think you can appreciate why, but I note your objection for the record. I'm going to adjourn this out a week to the 14th, 2025 at 1 p.m. Now, Mr. Phillips, they've called into your worker, okay? The important thing is whatever amount they're going to pay, they have to let the landlord know.
Yeah.
That they're, right. I know you're telling me, yeah, but what's happened here is you think that they're going to pay the whole amount, but that hasn't been communicated. It has been my experience with CMH that, yeah, they're going to take care of it, but the landlord has to know that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you got to stress to your worker that that's who they have to get through to. And I think when Ms. Bauer gets the call back, she'll also reiterate that to them, but you need to tell them that.
Okay.
And what I'll do is, if anybody responds to me, I'll forward the information to Ms. Kim, and she can, because she's been communicating with Mr. Gant's office about.
Okay. All right.
I did send a message to Ms. McBride. She's the leasing office secretary.
Say what again?
I did send a message to Ms. McBride about that. About
what?
About the rent reduction.
Oh, yeah. So if you heard what was just said, Mr. Phillips, so you understand, I sent what you sent to the court,
right,
to counsel.
Right.
The court sent it to counsel. While we were on this break, she checked that. Right. So that 422 does come off.
Right.
Okay, you were right on that. We just have to figure out where this other money is.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, but it's not over 2,000, right?
No.
No, it's
Okay,
not.
yeah, that's what I'm.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend.
Thank you,
Hey,
Your
Paul.
Honor. Have a good day.
How you doing, Paul?
I'm gonna step off, get our next block started so we can roll on out of here.
Is that it? Okay, so come on, Judge. Let's get back. You can do it.
Your Honor, sorry. Casey Matson, 7729 on behalf of the plaintiff. I couldn't hear you for a second.
Oh, okay. All right. It's all right. Your name?
Angela Kada.
All right. And where are we on this case?
Your Honor, this is an unpaid rent. Rent to retain is $6,877.00. Cost of $185.00 for a total of $7,062.00. This is the fourth hearing today, so we would be requesting entry of a judgment.
Okay.
Hello.
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 Okay, so I paid $2,000 so far to you guys. I actually have a meeting with Jennifer at Arbor Woods when I leave here today because my ledger is wrong. On February 14th, when we came to court, they told me my balance was $4,603.12. On February 21st, when we returned, they said the balance was $5,356.25. At that time, you told them to produce the ledger so we can go over the ledger. On the 28th, when we came to court, the ledger was not addressed. So I reached out to the rental office, got a hold of Jennifer, who called me back on Wednesday evening at 4:30 and asked for me to stop in today before 3 p.m. to go over the ledger because they're saying my ledger is correct. However, it is not.
You know anything about that meeting, counsel?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I did
Brad.
speak with my client and she informed me that Miss
we looked her up.
Kada was explained her ledger. They did go over it together and she did explain to her what was going on with it. Additionally, I mean, she moved in and hasn't paid rent since moving in.
Can I respond to that? I'm glad she mentioned that. She is correct. I received my keys on October 31st. In November, I emailed the management to let them know that my balance was incorrect on the ledger. They did not correct it until December. At that time, they still had not fixed my repairs with my screen doors and my front doors to my home, which were not securely properly placed. So when I finally got a hold of someone in the office, I believe I spoke with Jennifer. She told me at that point, it was like the beginning of January, we don't take partial payments. Have you received a court date as of yet? I said, no. She said, well, wait till your court date. And that's when I came here February 14th. So she is correct. Rent has not been paid, but it was once again because of this ledger. So it was not my fault.
Okay, I asked you to file a written answer. I don't see that I have one. With the allegations that you had.
I'm sorry, Judge. I didn't know you wanted me to provide that written answer. I'm sorry. I misunderstood last hearing. That's my apologies. I thought that was something from the attorney. My apologies.
Well, there's also escrow of $15.99. All right, here's what I'm going to do.
And can I mention the ledger to
Go
you?
ahead.
So they are charging me. Yes, I spoke with Jennifer before this meeting, and that's why I'm going there afterwards, because there is $753 that is on my ledger that they're charging me for. So it looks as if my rent for February was $2,300. And my rent is only
All right,
$15.
but Ms. Cater, even if that's true, and let's say it knocks off $1,500, are you going to have that $7,000 less that amount?
Yes, I have $1,600 that I'm giving to them when I go to the office when I leave here. And then on the 21st, I'm able to pay $1,400. And on the 28th, I will have it paid off, whatever the difference is. This can definitely be paid.
All right. Well, here's what I'm going to do. If you got a meeting with them, get to that meeting, work out whatever there is with the ledger. You didn't file a written answer, so of rights, I should enter the default. I'm not going to do that at this point in time. I'm going to adjourn this out to the 14th at 2 p.m. Counsel, I hope your file reflects that I have $2,000 in escrow.
Your Honor, the court has $2,000 in escrow.
Yes, we have $2,000 that she's paid into escrow, which is part of the reason I'll also give the adjournment in this case. So if she pays the $1,600, I've got two. We've about half that balance amount.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. We would have to object to that adjournment.
Okay, you know where that gets you though, right? Yeah, nowhere. All right. We'll see you next week at 2 p.m. Thank you. Court calls the case of Arbor Woods versus Brittany LaFloria.
Casey Matson on behalf of the plaintiff.
Brittany LaFloria. There is no response. If you raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. We would be requesting entry of a default possessional judgment. Right to retain is $1,630.25. Court costs of $185.00 for a total of $1,815.25. Your Honor, last time we were here, we were waiting to see if a payment from defendant would return, which it did. And then another payment was not made until today, or yesterday, I'm sorry, Your Honor, yesterday. So that balance carried over into March.
Right, okay. Judgment to the plaintiff, that is by default for possession, redemption amount, any amount requested with a writ issue in 10 days.
But you did hang up a little plant there.
Court calls the case of Arbor Woods versus Rachel Cibit.
Casey Matson on behalf of the plaintiff.
Rachel Cibit, no response, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have rent to retain of $2,546.73, cost of $185.00, for a total of $2,731.73. We'd be requesting writ to issue in 10 days. She did have an appointment with Hawk earlier this week. We don't know the outcome of that.
Amy? Rachel Cibit, do you have any information? The judgment amount is below the 3,000, but.
Could you repeat the amount again? I'd be happy to pass it on to her caseworker. And
it's $2,731.73.
Okay. All right. I'll pass that information along.
Okay.
And see where they can go with processing that.
Okay. And you're looking so that you might want to let them know that the 17th is the writ date on this.
And Ms. Matson, would you mind sharing your email in the chat? I'll be happy to include you in that conversation in case anything more is needed.
Yep.
Thank you.
Oh, she's
Scio Farms versus James Gochis.
Casey Matson on behalf of the plaintiff.
Mr. Gochis? Is that him? Is he trying to talk to me? Mr. Gochis, if it's you, wave your hand. Okay. You need to unmute, sir.
Should have done jazz hands.
Do you know how to unmute? You'll see a microphone.
Huh? My prostate's acting up, Your Honor. Hello?
You got it. You got it. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. And his guardian also is present.
Oh, God, that poor man.
Yeah, there was a judgment. Entered in this case for $297.
Oh, Ellie.
But I granted the judgment
guardianship on James Gochis.
Okay, how much is owing at this point?
Your Honor, we have rent to retain of $2,808.77, cost of $189.00, for a total of $2,997.77.
All right. Hey, Mr. Gochis, how are you intending on getting that paid?
Well, I have to call my wife and talk to her. I was unable to talk to her.
If I'm allowed to. I was unable to talk to her. Why?
Your Honor?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
He was placed with us for elite guardianship, but he no longer lives there.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. So he no longer lives there.
No.
And so there's nobody in the unit.
Well, his wife still might be there, but we have guardianship over him.
Got it. So he's not
Lucky
there. And the wife is not on the lease. Well,
no, she's not.
Your Honor, I believe that she is
Been here a while.
authorized
Judge on the phone.
is an
Go ahead, Ms.
authorized
Matson.
occupant, but she is not a leaseholder herself.
got it. Who's this from? What's your wife's first name?
Bonnie, Your Honor.
Okay. So, hang on one second. Well, there was a communication from her sent to the court a while back, but I really couldn't do anything with it because she wasn't a named party. I mean, on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find that there's no tribal issue. I'm going to grant a judgment for possession. This so that the guardian understands and Mr. Gosha understands this is not a judgment for money. This is just a judgment so that they could take possession back. All right. With the redemption amount of the amount requested of $29,977, I think I said. With a writ issue in 10 days.
All right, Your Honor.
All right. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you, Mr. Godish.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Is that it for? She does. River Ridge versus Kaylee Hamill Little.
Casey Manson on behalf of.
Your Honor, I'm Kaylee Hamill.
Okay. And last time we were here, you were an SER.
Yep, and I had a Hawk appointment. She's just waiting on the paperwork from the park. So I believe the ledger and like the lease agreement and stuff like that, and then she will finish processing the application.
And then she'll finish processing it.
Yeah.
And counsel, what is the amount that's owed?
Your Honor, I have a total, including court costs, of $3,723.00.
Okay. So that's including court costs in that. All right. So go ahead.
I've
You're
made
back, guys.
payments over the last couple of days.
Gotcha.
To get it down to.
Down.
Yeah.
Right, but now, okay, and I see what happened. We clicked over into March.
I paid March. I have a updated ledger with the signature from the.
How much do you think it's owing right now?
As of 3/4, I owed exactly $3,000.
Okay. And you probably owe a little bit more only because of the court costs, but what? You have what is that?
This is the ledger from my park.
Okay, when was, you
This
said it
was-
was signed by somebody?
Yep, the park manager.
Okay, let me see it. Not that I would know the park manager's signature, but, okay. Is there like a Smith, is it?
Pam Smith.
Pam Smith? Okay. And okay, and she wrote the 3,000 because you paid the 673.
Correct.
Okay. Counsel, do you see a 673 payment?
Do not, Your Honor.
Okay.
The 500 something payment that was due, like already on the ledger a couple days prior.
Right.
There is.
Okay, go ahead.
There is also a $50 late fee that would now be applied to the ledger, since it is after the.
Okay, right. Okay, so she might have to come up with the 50 at some point, but we'll figure it out. Okay.
Okay.
All right, why don't I do this? Let me adjourn this out a week. They're requesting a ledger and other things from the park.
Correct.
Okay. So I'll adjourn this up to March 14th, 2025 at 2 p.m. Okay, that's an in-person hearing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have my staff make a copy and send this to council so that they have a copy of what you've shown me, and then we'll get you back your original. And so you may be just and I don't know that number. So there's going to be the $50 late fee.
Well, it was paid before the 5th, so there really shouldn't be a late.
Well, but you got a balance.
Okay.
Okay, so what's the first digit? The first, how much did she pay? It says it at
673.
yeah. So 673.
And
okay, that's where I get the 50 there. Okay. So with the court costs in there, it's going to be 50 or whatever. Yeah, that if you pay the 50, that should get you down to the 3. Okay. But my math may be bad, but you'll be close. Okay. All right. So I put it out a week. Let's see if we can get all that taken care of and then get this done.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Is that it for you, Mr. Manson?
That is, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Have a good weekend.
You as well.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see. That's going to be it for now. God damn it, I have to sneeze. Hold on. Oh, good. Okay, got to there in time. Sorry, Justin. I'll probably be back tomorrow, and then we got the daily Judge Fleischer. I am going to send you to somebody new, Bigen. He's doing some other court stuff. Just discovered him yesterday, so I'm going to raid him. So say Dolly Talk raid. Tell him I said hi. So I'll be back probably tomorrow if I have some time. Do some more of these. And Hella should be hopefully doing a catch-up stream for the Cyclone around 6 or 7 Eastern, depending if the time changes. Probably will change, so it would be 7 Eastern. Okay, guys, it's been fun. I shall see y'all later. Bye, guys.